Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer and today is Monday. And on Monday we come and talk about what we have made. I feel like I'm missing something. What we have made in the past 7 days, give or take. I feel like I'm missing something. And I know that I'm missing something. What have I been working on? Apparently I'm throwing stuff on the floor. What have I made this week? I don't know. I have 2 projects on my desk. I feel like I have made more though. Because I remember sitting at the... I think I know what I made. I know that I worked on the blanket for the tutorial. Oh, I know, it's on my desk. It's on my desk. Move my birthday presents over. Alright, I got it. We're good. I feel like there's even something more other than this that I have made this week. But if I forget it, we're just going to pretend that I made everything and I'm fantastic and I'm magic. Because I have felt magic this week. Okay, I really have. I've gotten a lot accomplished this week. And the crazy part is that I've gotten a lot accomplished still doing other things and not being overly busy. I got most of my recording done midweek so that I could take my birthday off and little man's birthday off and my anniversary off, and by the time you see this it should be Monday, but today I'm actually recording this on Thursday because I just recorded a Happy Mail video, a special Sunday edition of Birthday Mail which you would have saw yesterday, and I figured while I'm sitting here I might as well record Monday's Makes video because I really don't want to work on my birthday. I have promised myself not to work on the weekends, and me and Mr. Cinnamon are going to go to the movies this weekend, and I just really plan on having a nice weekend. And that's going to start Friday for my birthday. So, I technically didn't really work most of the day today. Today is little man's birthday, but little man is playing with his birthday presents. He's happy. He doesn't care that I'm in here making a video. All of that to say, I should have went to the movies this weekend with Mr. Cinnamon. We planned on going to see Wolverine and Deadpool, and that was my idea because I think Deadpool is funny. I have a slight crush on Wolverine. I think Ryan Reynolds is kind of cute too, but Ryan Reynolds is hilarious, and the way he just naturally is humorous, I just like that. Mr. Cinnamon is right there preparing dinner. So, everyone that lives here permanently is home today. This week, last week, we had a little issue on the channel here, and I'm just going to call it out very mildly. We had a couple of people get real cranky and snippy in the comments, and then that moved into the Facebook group where people were getting a little bit defensive of me. And one, I really appreciate that you guys stand up for me when you see or you feel that I'm being wronged, or if someone's being rude to me in some kind of way. Part of me loves that and appreciates it, but I hate the drama behind it, so I just deleted the comments because they may have been misconstrued, they may have been, but I still appreciate that my people are standing up for me, even if it was not necessary. But I don't want the drama, and I definitely don't want the drama spilling over into the Facebook group. And it all kind of happened on the day I'm moving my niece back to college. Now, if you don't know, that is a lot of work. I move her several times a year, okay? We move her home in the summertime, and she has basically, because she's a resident advisor, she has a dorm room all to herself. She makes an entire apartment for herself. She has like kitchen supplies and cleaning supplies, and because she's overly cleaned. Unless she's here in my house, and then she just will not clean anything. But in her own space, she keeps everything spotless for the most part. So she has a lot of things as she moves back and forth. As a matter of fact, she couldn't fit it all in the truck this time. And there's a lot of room in the truck. And she decided to take her mattress that we purchased her for the house because she wanted an extra comfy mattress, and I can't fault her for that. And then we also have to move her beds and her furniture around for her, and we have to the beds are the kind that raise up really high, and she wanted it at a certain level, and then we had to take another bed apart because she didn't need the other bed because she's an RA and has a single. She's a single in a double room, and the other bed just took up room, so we took it apart. Well, she did most of the work, but like, there's a lot of moving her. It's moving day, you know? And I was having a horrendous flare-up. My whole body was swollen. My hands just, there was a big pocket of swollen on both my hands around my knuckles. My ankle that I broke in October was like this big around. And it's all because, I know why my ankle swelled up. Because I was hiking in flip-flop. Well, not flip-flops. I was hiking in Crocs the weekend before. I hiked in the mountains, you know. I put a lot of pressure on my ankle. So my ankle is reacting, but also like, I had cheesecake and I had some sugary foods that I don't normally eat, and my body reacted very violently to that, which is just one of those things you gotta deal with when you have autoimmune disease and you have diabetes and you have all the things that's wrong with my body. And it was a very, very high pain day. So high pain day, moving everybody, getting everything done, helping her move things around, helping her get situated, taking her to Walmart to get supplies, taking her to Aldi to get supplies. And I'm essentially mom to her, so I can't not do these things. I'm all she has. I mean, Mr. Cinnamon did all the heavy lifting. He really always does. But I'm helping her buy the things she needs at Walmart. And I'm helping her decide what she's going to get for her room from Aldi. And I'm it. So there was a lot on my, and I was really hot, and we were out in the heat, and my body's hurting all over, and the people started coming in with the comments in the Facebook group, and I just kind of snapped. I was like, I'm not doing this. And I just want to tell you guys to behave. And it's not the group necessarily. The group was not misbehaving. It was in the comments of my video. I shouldn't have to tell you to behave, but y'all need to behave, and I'm going to be your mother when it comes to this. You do not need to be on the internet spreading drama. It is uncalled for. It's unnecessary. If you got something snarky to say, just zip it. Nobody cares. Okay? I don't mean to be harsh, but I was having a really hard day, and to read comments that just were uncalled for, And I realize not everybody agrees with my opinions, and you don't have to, but you absolutely need to be respectful. Because I would never go over to your house or go in your comments or tell you X, Y, and Z because I disagree with you. Your opinion really only matters to you. That's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all need to behave. And for everybody who stood up for me, thank you. I love you. I appreciate it. But again, the drama is not necessary. It's really not. It's not. So, what have I made this week? I'm finally showing you this blanket in its entirety. I did show this to the Cinnamon Buns, which are the paid members of the YouTube channel. I gave them a quick little preview of this. This is what we have labeled Luke's blanket because I made the tutorial and it released on Lucas's birthday, so we called it Luke's blanket. I have a yellow and blue one that I made, and I made a small little sample for the tutorial, but this is it. And the reason I'm showing it to you sideways is because then you can see all the beautiful colors. So I made this with 4 Mandala Ombre, not Mandala Ombre, Lion Brand Mandala gradient cakes. I would love to make another one much bigger, maybe in the red colorways for Little Man, because after all, I named the blanket for him. But I think to make his size, I would probably need 6 balls. So I'm going to wait until they restock, which they are supposed to be restocking soon. They had a small restock, and then they're having another restock coming up. And I'm going to order the yarn to make him his own blanket. Because like I have said in the past, the Premier gradient is much nicer. It's a much nicer. This makes a very decent blanket. It makes a very nice blanket. It's squishy. It's warm. The working it up was a little bit scratchy, itchy, a little bit rough. Did not bother me enough to not make it. And it's beautiful, but I just think that the Premier is just a little bit better, a little bit softer. I am an affiliate with both Lion Brand and Premier Yarns, so my opinion is not biased in any way, one company over the other. I love Lion Brand and I love Premier Yarns. So either way, you can't go wrong. But I made this blanket, and I worked on this while we were in the cabin. I started it at home, and I'm like, I packed it. This was such a silly story. I packed it up, and I'm ready. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have 5 or 6 hours to work on this blanket while we're driving. And then I remembered we were bringing the dogs with us to the cabin, and I was actually going to be driving as well, so we took 2 vehicles. And it wasn't until I packed this all up that I realized, oh crap, I can't crochet. And then I was sad. Because I had to drive, and it ended up not being 5 or 6 hours. It ended up being like 8 or 10 hours. It was a very, very long day drive to get to the cabin. And it was just a cabin we rented at the state park. In case you missed that video last week, we rented a cabin for the weekend at a state park at the bottom peak of Virginia on the other side of Tennessee. So we had to go Virginia, Tennessee, Virginia, just to get to the cabin. So I finished this top portion at the cabin. I put on a border, so I will always have memory. And then I hung this proudly on the back of the couch at the cabin. I will always have memories of this blanket at the cabin, and I really, really like the way this turned out. I'm really proud of this blanket tutorial, and I will be making more in the future because I just think it's absolutely beautiful. But I'm thinking for little man's, because red is his favorite color, I'm thinking of getting probably 3 of the red gradient. And I don't want to do green because that would be a little too Christmassy. But maybe like red, white, and blue. So like red and blue gradient. I think he might like that. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the colors from Premier's website and see, because this is a really beautiful color, but I don't know if that will go with the red. A yellow probably would go really good with the red, and it would be very vibrant and bright, and I think that he probably would like that. So maybe we'll do red and yellow. And then I made the tutorial for Jen's little, I think I called it Jen's little hot pad, Jen's little pot holder. I think I called it Jen's little hot pad. And I just made this, and this was holding together 3 Himalayan denim 100% cotton yarns. This yarn is beautiful. It's beautiful colored, and I stand by my opinion that I think this would probably make a beautiful shirt. And it's a 3-weight. Well, it's really skinny. It's close to a 2-weight, maybe skinnier. It says it's a 3-weight. But I think this would be beautiful in the MJ's off the hook top, or what I'm about to show you next. Something like that with the purple or the green would be beautiful. But I made that on a tutorial. So, moved my niece into college. Huge success. We got it done. Filmed 2 tutorials this week. Huge success. Got it done. And I have filmed a lot of videos and got them uploaded in a timely manner within my banker's hours rules. And I have not felt stressed out specifically this week. I have felt calm, and I have felt like I've accomplished things. And I'm gonna tell you, the blanket tutorial, I even say it in the tutorial, I struggled. I was in here for well over an hour, probably close to 2 hours, trying to film that tutorial. And I was only making a sample, but I kept getting the math wrong. And I was getting so frustrated with myself, and I felt like crying, and I kept restarting. And what's crazy is I started the tutorial with Dollar Tree yarn because I was like, I'm just going to use Dollar Tree yarn. It's close at hand, right? And after failing 5 times to get the tutorial going with the Dollar Tree yarn, I was like, maybe I need to put the Dollar Tree yarn away. Maybe it's like got bad juju on it, or it's got bad luck. And then I'm like, I'm just going to use the actual gradient yarn, which I frogged and put it back. So the sample I made is back in the ball. In case you can't tell, I balled it up. We put it back because I'm not wasting no yarn. And I do want to do something with those together because they're beautiful, but that's not enough to make a blanket. So when I pulled that yarn out, I'm sitting here, I'm like, why is the math off on this? The math, I even drew out charts I drew all the stitches like with the symbols, and I drew it out, and I'm like, why is my math off? I counted the stitches over and over again. It's a multiple of 9. Why is the math not mathing? And then I was like, maybe it's a multiple of 12 because there's extra stitches on the end I needed. So I did it as a multiple of 12. I filmed it as a multiple of 12. It still didn't work out. And I'm like, I'm getting frustrated. I went in the living room. It was just me and little man home. And I'm like, I'm so stupid. Why am I so stupid? I can't figure this out. And I looked at him. I was like, I'm Cinnamon Stitches. Why can't I figure this out? Because Cinnamon Stitches don't have all the answers. That's why. And I don't pretend to. That's why I put the information in there like, hey, I've screwed this up a whole bunch of times. I gotta change my battery. Because I already filmed one video. My battery's half dead anyway. But why can't I figure this out? Alright. So, frustration was just off the charts with that one. And then finally when I moved to the actual grade 8 yarn, and the math just kind of, it clicked in my head finally. And I was like, alright, I'm going to try this one more time. And if I fail, I'm done. And this is not going to be a blanket tutorial. Because I was so frustrated. And then I finally got it all filmed, and I just wanted to celebrate that I finally got it right. And I was so happy and proud of myself that I did it. And then I'm like, alright, now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work on this tutorial. And this is held triple thick. I thought it was going to take me 20-30 minutes to do the whole tutorial, and it did not. It was a couple hours, and it's because I was making dinner and I was getting up and doing mom errands, and it went so slow that once I was done with the 2 tutorials that I filmed in one day, it was 8 o'clock at night. So I didn't really keep banker's hours that day, but I just pushed through and muscled through because I didn't want to work on our birthdays, and I kind of succeeded on that. I mean, I'm technically working today on little man's birthday, but it's the end of the day, and everybody's doing other things. Now, the reason I'm taking my cardigan off is because the last thing that I'm working on, this is not finished, but it gives you a really good idea where we're going with this. Now, I was watching Jujus N Stitches in her live video last week, and she had on the cutest little top, and it was just granny squares, but it was like a granny square tank crop top, and she was like, oh, it's so easy, it's just granny squares. And then she released a chart of how to position the granny square so that it looks like a crop top. Well, being as though she's this big and I'm this big, I knew her chart would work so far, but I would have to make alterations because I am far larger than her. So I'm like, I wonder if I can make something plus sized. She, by the way, is planning on showing you guys how to make that top on her video. I don't know when. I have not asked her, but she did say that she was planning on doing a quick little video and show us how to do that. But I know that the way she did it doesn't fit really large body, so I'm like 3X, 4X, and I'm like right on the edge. Some 3Xs fit me, some 4Xs fit me. I prefer 4X shirts just because I like my clothes to be like loose, and like I don't like things like tight on my skin or even touching my skin a whole lot. So with that in mind, I made my granny squares extra big because I also have big chichis. I have very large boobs, okay? They're very large. So I made my squares extra big, and I just measured the first 2 granny squares to fit over my chichis, okay? So I made the granny square 10 rows with a medium 4 weight and a 5mm crochet hook, and I made 2 granny squares, and then I made 3 more granny squares and positioned them the way she had it on her chart that she released in her community board. And then I realized it's still not fitting around my body because I have a large body, so I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made a 6th granny square to place on the back so that it fit my body, and then it was too big, so I had to seam up the sides right here. It's all good. It's all good. It fits now. It's not done. We're still attached to yarn because I'm adding length onto it. And then I added this really cute racer back style neck. I am not doing a tutorial on any of this because Jada is. And what I did, I just altered it to fit a big body. Let me pull my tank top down. I will again show this to you guys probably when it's done. It is not done. But let me pull my tank top down. This is what it looks like. The back has the square in the same position, except I seamed up the sides differently. I think the back probably needs a little bit of work, but, and then I'm adding length by just doing granny squares or granny stitches around the edging to add a little bit of color and a little bit of length. But what do you think? Isn't this cute? Totally inspired by Jujus Stitches. Like I said, she said she was gonna make kind of a tutorial on how to do this. I don't know what exactly she has planned, but that's just what she said online. And this yarn is Soft and Simple from Lion brand. I featured this. I think this is discontinued yarn. It is limited edition Soft and Simple. It is 100% viscose. It's heavy. So if I were to make this top again, I absolutely would not use this viscose yarn because it's heavy for a tank top. I would probably use something along the lines of the Himalaya denim, and I have a bunch of it, so I may make another one, but because that yarn is so thin, I'm going to have to make more than 10 rows for the squares. But I already know the measurements, and when I do granny squares in this yarn, one square is about an inch on average. So yeah, 10 by 10 squares for 3 to 4x. And I made 6 squares. And Jada shows you how to seam them together. And then I just, for a fat body, just added the 6th one on the back to hold the peaks together on the back. And then I seamed it up because this was really baggy and open. I seamed up to where I attached the squares like this, just at the peak. And then what I did is I brought them in and I seamed them up this way. So use 2 squares. So I attached the squares like this, but then I kind of seamed them up this way a little bit. So this still looks like this, but this part is pulled together more. So there's a little bit of a buckle there, but it's fine. I think it's really cute. It's really flattering. The only thing is I would use a lighter yarn next time. And I have lots of lighter yarns that don't weigh as much as the viscose. Viscose tends to be a little heavy. I would probably use a lightweight cotton. She used cotton thread. I would not use cotton thread because I cannot see cotton thread. My vision is really shoddy right now, and I still am waiting to get into the eye doctor. He said September 3rd, so we'll see. I'm on a waiting list to get in. We'll see if I actually get in. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find a new doctor because I'm getting really bad headaches from not being able to see things. And this morning, my vision was so bad. Like, it was like jumble of letters all mixed together. So, I'm not real interested in being blind. I need to get in and get my glasses fixed. So, that's what Cinnamon Stitches is doing. That's what I've been working on. I love the top. I think it's beautiful. I think it's really flattering. I really do hope that Jada does make a tutorial. And, yeah. Maybe I'll email her and say, hey, like, if you make this tutorial for fat people, just add a 6th one on the back and it works. And show her my pictures because, I don't need the credit. But, like, I know that being a fat body, helping somebody with a skinny body to understand how it would work on a fat body. Because I know that you could essentially make the squares just even bigger, but I don't think that that would work in the grand scheme of things in any way. If because it would just be too big here. I don't know. I'm sure she can figure it out, but I might actually message her and say, hey, here's some ideas if you're going to make this for a fat body, and this is what it would look like. Not that she needs me to help her design anything, because I learned from her, so you know, I just think this is so cute. I saw it on her, I was like, I need that shirt. And a lot of times I think when we see things as big people on a small body, and we're like, oh, that would never look good on me. I don't think that way. I look at things on a small body and I think, how can I adjust that to make that look good on my body? Because, I mean, we all deserve to wear pretty things that make us feel pretty and delicate and dainty and or masculine, whatever you want to feel like whatever, powerful, whatever you want to feel like. You should be able to make clothes that make you feel that way, right? And yeah, I saw it on Jada and I was like, I would look fabulous in that. And so here we are. But the colors, I also really like the colors. I am adding, so I did white around the border. That is the back. So see how I attach that? That's how I attach the back triangles. And then this was just I connected the 2 peaks up here with foundationless single crochet, and then I did 2 foundationless single crochets to attach to the side of the peak on the back, and just made a racer. And the reason I did it like that is because a lot of my bras are shaped like this, so they go around, you can see it goes around my neck, but then I have the racer back. See? I just thought it would be flattering, so I did that to mimic my bra. So, and I really like the colors. I'm gonna do around the bottom, I'm working on pink, and then I'm gonna do white around the bottom so that the bottom matches the top. So, having fun with that. That's what I've been working on. I have not touched fiber or spun anything in a couple weeks because things have been busy, but the yarn and the fluff is calling to me. I still have my jar of appreciation on my desk that I want to turn into roll eggs. And now that I got this to go along with my other fluff, like, I just really, really want to spin. And I want to make roll eggs. And I want to do all of the things. I'm super excited to just get back to spinning. It's just a matter of finding the time with everything else. Oh, and by the way, I just did join as you go to connect the granny squares. I just did join as you go, so I didn't have to sew anything together. I just joined as I went, and I think it looks really neat. So, I'm really proud of that. So thank you, Jada, for the inspiration, as always. She's been inspiring me since the beginning. I think I've been following her 7 or 8 years now. She literally taught me pretty much everything I needed to know to crochet. I did learn how to crochet when I was about 8 years old from my mother, but I have talked about this so many times. My mom was very particular, and if I messed up, she would frog the whole thing and make me start over, which made me hate crochet. And she was not a very good teacher. She was very just like irritated and like, just give it to me and I'll do it for you. And then she would let me single crochet or double crochet, but she frowned on individualism. So I would try to do different things with the crochet hook, and she would look at it, she goes, what even is that? That's not a real stitch. And she'd rip it out. And literally that's what I do for a living now. I wish she was alive to see how magical I am with my crochet hook, because I can do things she could never dream of. She had to follow a pattern. She didn't have like the artistic creativity that I do. She didn't. She was very like, she's like my niece. Their brains are very the same. Like, if they don't have exact instructions, they can't go beyond that. And they couldn't think outside of the pattern. Well, my niece doesn't crochet, but, well, she does. She knows how. I taught her how. But yeah, I literally just make up stuff as I go now. I'm doing all the things my mom frowned upon, and that's thanks to Jada, because Jada's like, hey, just do what you do. Like, here, try this. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. She always made me feel okay about making mistakes. So, and she's always inspiring me. She's always like coming up with new stuff, and I'm like, well, she's doing that and I could do this. And I have made so many of her patterns. I have a really cool Halloween blanket that I made just based off of her granny. She has a bunch of Halloween granny squares. Check that out. She's doing granny squares this year as a crochet along. Like last year we did that really beautiful color work Fair Isle quilt or blanket. And this year she's doing granny squares, but she's got some amazing, not just the new granny squares she's teaching this year, she's got amazing ones for Halloween. And so I made an entire Halloween blanket last year just based off of her Halloween granny squares, and it is the cutest blanket. I really need to pull it out and put it out because I'm like ready for Summerween. I love Halloween. I love Halloween. I'm ready to decorate for Halloween. And I know it's too early for some of you guys, but like my birthday is like the beginning of Halloween season. I love all things Halloween. And then when Halloween ends, I could care less about Thanksgiving. Let's go right to Christmas. We have actually it's 3 months of Halloween. We'll say 3 months of Christmas because I don't take my decorations down until like mid to late January. So I just like to celebrate. I like to decorate. I like to look at pretty things. Matter of fact, my Easter decorations have been up for 3 months, so I guess I have 3 months of Easter too. I never took my Easter village down. Just because I have not and now that I'm going to take my Easter village down, that area where my Easter village is actually going to be converted into Lucas's classroom, so I really need to get on that and get his desk set up and all that because school time is approaching. I mean, we still have almost a month before school, but all right. My video for Sunday is done uploading. Yay, I did it. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I can hear that Mr. Cinnamon is calling out that dinner is just about done, and so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna upload this video while I'm eating dinner with my family, and then I'm gonna sit and work on this shirt because I'm really excited to wear it. And I actually might wear it without a tank top underneath it because I think it's fine. It doesn't show too much skin, but I'm really excited to finish that. Like, I'm excited working on it. I'm so happy. I feel like artistic and creative again. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's probably gonna be more Happy Mail. We'll probably have tea and Happy Mail because according to my P.O. Box the app for the P.O. Box, I pulled some stitches out. I'm gonna fix those real quick. I have a whole bunch of packages coming in this weekend for my birthday, and so we'll probably do another birthday celebration on Tuesday. We can look forward to that, and maybe I'll be done with this shirt by Tuesday and I can wear it while we open presents together. And once again, thank you guys, everybody, for loving me, for sending me such beautiful things, for thinking of me, for all the well wishes, either in regards to my health, my mental health, wishing me and Little Man happy birthdays, or me and Mr. Cinnamon a happy anniversary. That all means so much to me, and a lot of you have become more like family than just subscribers. And I just want to tell you guys that I appreciate you being there. More than anything, I just appreciate you being out there and making me feel important. And I hope that I can return that to you too and let you know how important you are to me. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.